What's good, YouTube, man? Um, I'm coming to notice how everything comes to full circle in life. Um, my question is, why do sports allow fans to dictate their every move? I said Les Miles. Brian Kelly just got fired from the LSU, and there were fans. There were a lot of fans in the stands saying fire him. But I believe last year these two teams met and they put up 70 plus points. I think they lost like 72 to like 75. Stop letting fans dictate y'all every move. The fans don't know shit. Okay, the fans don't know nothing. They just pay for they just pay for their tickets and their food and their accessories, and they just sit in the stands and that's it. Whether it's college, whether it's the NFL, the NBA, hockey, MLB, it does not matter. 90% of them never played professional sports, but they know what's wrong and what's right, right? This is why I appreciated the bubble. Y'all might probably say, oh, it was the Mickey Mouse era, this and that, but go back and look at that time period. Quietness, no distractions, peacefulness. Yeah, a lot of people didn't like it at first. NFL players didn't like it. MLB players didn't like it. Uh, you know what I'm saying? But they adjusted to it. Hell, even WWE went through it. It gave them something to play for. They even played harder than they ever played because there was no fans in the stands. They could just finally breathe and woosah and just relax and have fun. Y'all crapping on Cooper Flag because he's not what the media projected him to be, and y'all labeling him a bust because he's not racking up the numbers, right? And then they're 0-2. They're 0-2. I think they face. Let me see. I think they face somebody tonight. ESPN. Yeah, I know my Knicks lost in the Thriller. Yeah. So it says sources tell. Yeah, it says this is right here. Sources tell. I didn't know I had my camera flipped over. Yeah. So sources Kelly told of LSU's plan to dismiss him. Hell, might as well bring back Les Miles. Shoot, he's the only decent head coach for the LSU Tigers. Yeah, this game is so boring. I thought this game was gonna be a shootout. It's 7-3. Freaking garbage ass game. Can you imagine, like, okay, I know you have six. The NFL needs to do a better job of these broadcasting games. I know you have six teams that have buys, right? There was no games on Fox, but there was only two games on CBS. And I live in Florida, so I got to see the damn freaking Dolphins and Falcons. And then I think after that it was the Broncos and the Cowboys, and that was a thrasher. Broncos won 44-24. So the NFL need a fixture ish on these broadcasting games. This is unacceptable. At least show one game. At least put the. But then again, they'll never show my Giants unless it's like a primetime game. You know what I'm saying? But there was other games to be played, and I know networks gotta play their TV shows as well. But just to put up 2 games, well, actually 3 games. This one, obviously Aaron Rodgers coming back to Lambeau. You would have thought the Aaron Rodgers would have a field day, but obviously, okay. So Dallas is facing Toronto right now. It's a very close game, 66-64. Not a bad game. So yes, the Dallas is 0-2, while the Toronto Raptors are 1-1. So if Dallas loses this game, Nico Harris might probably be fired. Again, the fans can't. I mean, these organizations, these franchises need to stop pandering to the fans. Do what's best for your organization. Don't listen to these people. These people don't know ish. They really don't. They see something bad in it, they quick to freaking complain about it like they do everything. Now I know the team is not really gelling and not really playing together. It's a full season. Everybody's on their 3rd game. This is their 3rd game. Like, just chill out, relax, sip of coffee, go out, do something. Like, I don't understand these fans, man. Like, y'all just complain a lot when shit doesn't go your way. And it looks like Toronto is running away with it, 69-67. But it's just sad, man. It's just sad. And then we face the damn Bucks Tuesday. We don't face the Bucks until Tuesday, so my Knicks was in the blender. Obviously, Jalen Brunson scored 37. That wasn't enough. Cat had like at least 17 boards on the board. 17 boards. That wasn't enough. OG didn't show up. Mikal didn't show up. Hart, I mean, I don't know what happened to him. You know? I mean, 2 years ago or 3 years ago, he was ish. 14 points. Look at this. I know y'all can't see. I need to get a better... I'm going to get a better tablet because this tablet is trash. It's just the quality of the camera is bad. I'm trying to dim the light down, but it's just not making any sense whatsoever. So next month I'm gonna try to get a better tablet. I don't know. I got some no-name tablet that I never heard of before. So I should have just kept it with Samsung because that was my that was the tablet that I had before that lasted me about until like 11 years. I had that tablet since I finished high school. I graduated high school. So I had that from 2012 all the way to 2019. So I had that from 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So I had that for 8 years. And then obviously it broke. Right? It didn't break, but my son and his friends was jumping on the bed, but it's a long story. Like I was looking all over for it until, he handed it to me, and I was not thinking of anything of it. So I said, let me just charge it. Maybe it's dead, And then come to find out when I plugged it in, the camera, the screen had a flickering screen. So I just said, But anyways, man. Um. So yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but yeah. So it was just a bad performance, man. Like 14. Let me see. 14, 15, 0. Okpurdy or Ariel Okpurdy had 0. Mikal Bridges had 20. Brunson had 37. Cat had 15. 18. 2 assists. 15 points. I mean, he has to have better shots. Like behind Brunson, he's our second. He's our second playmaker, not playmaker, but he's our second scorer on the team. Like you cannot be going for 15, Cat. You just can't. I know you have the big rebound, 17, but you just can't be doing that, man. Like you should be averaging 17. No, you should be averaging 35 to 27 points. And I know points is not the only thing you could contribute. You can block, assist, rebound, obviously 17. But anyways, man, it's still a long season. I'm not worried about it. I mean, we got the Bucks Tuesday. All this Giannis rumor should be put to bed. Is either he's gonna make a statement or we're gonna make a statement. So again, the bubble was obviously the best time to be a sports fan. Like I said before, um, it was just better, you know. I mean, I've never witnessed a fan base this delusional in my life, and I get it. You know, people want change. You know what I'm saying? They tired of losing because most of these franchises have never been in this predicament before, right? Like you take my Giants, the Giants have never been in this position where they constantly keep a losing year in year out, year in and year out. But when they start to lose year in and year out, fans get frustrated because obviously, yes, we need a better product on the field. You know, we don't want to be these bottom feeding. You know, we're not a bottom feeding team. We just lack the discipline. We lack the leadership. We lack everything. You know, like the Giants are not bad of a team. If we could just put if the Giants can do what they did for Eli to Jackson Dart, give him a group of young receivers, give him a good running game, a good defense, he'll figure it out. But no, you know, they have him thrown into a whole bunch of I'm not gonna call them nobodies because they're still professional players. And I don't really care about the whole Malik Neighbors incident because he wasn't helping us. He wasn't helping us when he was healthy. So the fact that he went down is probably a good thing because now that he went down, we don't have to be so dependent on him all the damn time. And that's what you get from divas. That's what you get from diva receivers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that happens with all of them, attention seekers, They're just constantly giving them the ball, not spreading the ball around. How is the other receivers are supposed to eat if you're hogging up all the attention? You know what I'm saying? I mean, but, like I said, man, this whole, franchises need to stop pandering to fans. Like I said, most of y'all, 80% of y'all don't know ish. I never played sports in y'all lives, but y'all can sit there and ridicule and know wrong from right. There's a reason why certain teams never won a championship. and there's a reason why there's other teams that did win multiple championships that still hasn't won anything. You know, take for example the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys were the Bulls of the '90s. You know, they won a lot of championships and they haven't won since, but they still relevant. You know, Bulls haven't won since the '90s, still relevant. 49ers had one Super Bowl appearance in the last 13 years. They're still relevant. The Vikings never won a Super Bowl in their entire existence. But you know what? Fans still show up, right? The Giants never won not never, but last time they won a Super Bowl was in 2011. Haven't won a Super Bowl ever since. But guess what? Y'all fans pay y'all hard-earned money to buy these collector cups, to buy these merchandises, buy these tickets. And what are y'all going to expect? For them to win every game? No, they're going to lose games. They're going to have ties. They're going to win games. But y'all don't have to say it. You know, y'all could just say, and this is another thing, like the 80s and 90s wasn't like this. The 80s and 90s wasn't like that. Yeah, you had your share of boos and, you know what I'm saying, but it wasn't like this where, you know, like I think the 80s and 90s fans left it up to the front office to do their stuff. But now you're hearing, like I think it comes full circle, right? Like now, like back in the day, it used to be, oh, don't worry, son, we'll get them next time. Now it's like, oh my God, you suck. Oh, you terrible. Oh, you can't play. You're a bust. This and that. Like, oh, it's rigged. It's fixed. Like, they didn't say that. They didn't say that crap in the 80s and 90s. That's what made it so different. That's what it made it so better back then, because there wasn't so much pressure. Y'all put so much pressure on these players. It's crazy, you know. And when y'all do get the person y'all want out of here, and y'all bring in a new one, and guess what? He's even worse than another one. Like I remember, we had to play every Friday night. We used to do walkthrough every Sunday. No, every Thursday. Every Thursday night we do walkthroughs, and then the games was every Friday. No, the games was every Saturday and Sunday. And I remember we fired our defensive coordinator because he wasn't doing his job. He wasn't putting us in the right position to succeed. You know, and we brought in this new defensive coordinator. His name was Sam. Very tall dude, very, muscular. And he was even worse. He was 10 times worse. He was 10 times worse before the guy. I mean, after we fired the other guy. It was not until like 3 games in we actually, saw that he wasn't the right guy for the job. None of those 2 guys were. Like it took 4 tries to get our defensive coordinator. Like 4. And I said this before. Like, if you fire Brian Dable, that head coach may not like Doc. He may want his new quarterback, and that's what happened to Daniel Jones. It's not like Daniel Jones couldn't play, because I do believe players pick and choose where they want to play. If they go to a very southern place, not southern place, but they go to a very, peaceful atmosphere, they'll play. Like, people don't want to play in the cold. Like, why do you think a lot of people want to play in Miami? Fine women, good food, nice weather. Like, you think people want to say, "Oh, I can't get drafted. I can't wait till I get drafted to MetLife Stadium and play with the New York Giants"? No. The players in the 80s and 90s had no choice. They had to play where they were picked. Now these days, y'all players will spoil you as heck. It's like, if y'all don't want to play there, then obviously y'all can't request a trade because y'all on y'all rookie contract. Like, you think Jefferson wants to play in Minnesota? No. Like, you pair him up with Aaron Rodgers, you see how far that kid can go. You'll see how far that kid can go. You put him in any other souped up team, not really souped up, but you put him on a great team, you see how far that kid can go. It's kind of like this whole Saquon Barkley thing. Barkley was handicapped in New York, battle line. The Giants for years never got that old line right, and still can't get that old line right. Sometimes they show up, sometimes they don't. They too inconsistent. But you know who also have a better O-line? The Commanders, the Chiefs, the Ravens, the Eagles, the Cowboys. I'm pretty sure if you put him in any other situation, or not situation, but I'm pretty sure if you put him on any of those teams, he can't duplicate the same thing he did in Philly, or even better. So it wasn't Saquon Barkley who screwed Saquon Barkley. It was the Giants who screwed the Giants. I got that from this Vince McMahon. I didn't screw Brett. Brett screwed Brett. Shout out to Vince though. But yeah, man. I mean, go back. Heck, I even take it further for wrestling. You know, back in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, we had talent. Where did all that talent go? Where did all that talent go? You know what I'm saying? Like, where did all that talent go? We lost a lot of big stars. Rock, Austin, Taker, Kane. I mean, obviously Kane, and especially The Undertaker, stuck around a little bit longer. But, you know, Vince McMahon knew how to run a company, and Triple H don't. Triple H doesn't know how to run a company, even though he had a lot of experience, you know, running a small gym that not a lot of people know of. But yes, during the Attitude Era, he ran a little local gym for training, you know, in case something happens to Vince, he can step right in and know what to do. Because obviously a lot of people feared for Vince's health, you know. Like, obviously, you know, he was going to be just like his alcoholic dad, you know what I'm saying, that never loved him, you know. So, but anyways, man, that's it, that's all. This is not a rant. This is just the truth and nothing but the truth. And y'all fans need to start to wake up and just accept that y'all have no control over these organizations. But it looks like y'all have some control, because whatever y'all want, now that social media is bigger than ever, heck, a lot of y'all can protest and say, "Oh, we want such and such fired," and y'all gonna get y'all wish. And you know what? It's gonna affect that quarterback moving forward, because that head coach may not want that quarterback. That's why I said that you have to stick with Brian Daboll for another year. Next year, 2026, It's the last year because Darcy's going to be in his second year. If this team doesn't turn it around next year, he's done. He's done. Like, I was in the advocate of firing him too, but I realized, like, damn, like, we can't put the same pressure, or we can't put the same thing that we put on Daniel Jones. Like, Daniel Jones played very well under Pat Shurmur. Go back and look at Pat Shurmur and Daniel Jones' tenure together. They wasn't that close off. But what happened, 2 years, boom, out of here. And then obviously the next, you know, it was just a repeated cycle. So you get rid of the defensive coordinator. I can get that. The GM is probably going to stay as well because they all connected. So the only person that's probably going to go is the defensive coordinator. That's the only person that's probably going to go. Because the impact that Abdul Carter was supposed to have, he didn't have it. He was supposed to have the same impact that Michael Parsons had. But the difference is Dallas has a very good defensive coordinator and we don't. That's the only thing that's the only difference. And had the Giants kept Wink Martindale, Wink would have unleashed Carter. He would have used him in different ways that Shane Bowen don't even know how to use him. And you can tell he don't know how to use him. Think about it. How many games we are in right now? We're heading into week 7, 8, and he still doesn't have a sack? Come on now. And I get it. A lot of people want him fired. But you know what? There's not really good candidates out there anyways. And I don't think you could get anybody to come out of retirement. You know, that's like asking Rex Ryan. Yo, Rex Ryan, can you come out of retirement and coach the New York Giants defense? That's the one thing he knows how to do better than anybody. Or probably get his brother. Because when he's with the Saints, when his brother was with the Saints, that Saints team was pretty good. That Saints defense was pretty good. I forgot his brother's Rob Ryan or whatever his name is. That defense was pretty good. And you know, he wasn't bad as well as a defensive coordinator. But he was just a pathetic head coach. Like, I knew when we signed him, it was a terrible idea. It was a terrible idea. But anyways, man, that's it. That's all. It's just the truth. No ranting. I don't rant. I don't got time to rant. You know? And the Knicks will be fine. I mean, obviously, they was not going to go undefeated anyways. You know, you might as well lose now and, you know, just get ready for the Bucks. You know? Now, the Bucks, this is probably going to be a huge game for both teams, knowing how this whole Giannis and if he wants to come here or not, that's gonna squash everything Tuesday. Tuesday is either he's gonna make a statement or we're gonna make a statement. I don't know if it's at home or away. Let me see. We played on the road today, so I'm pretty sure this is probably going to be a home game, if I'm not mistaken. If it's a whole game, oh my God, the Guardians are going to go crazy. But anyways, man, that's it. That's all. Like, comment, subscribe on the road to 2K. Can I get there, please?